take a trip through the Lost Library and discover what's available now from yours truly. When their parents are taken captive by a wicked necromancer and his sinister crocodile men, a pack of children from the peaceful land of Aquania must journey across their continent, meeting strange beings and confronting untold terrors in their quest to rescue their families from a witch queen eager to raise a demon lord from his fiery abode. The Young Barbarians, written by your boy Crypto, is available now in both digital and print form on Amazon.com. Published by the fine folks at the Lost Library. And support your boy Crypto by picking up a copy today. Link in the description below.
And we're back! This is Freak Force #1 by Erik Larsen, and this is Crypto Comics. Hello, all you beautiful people in Web Town. Are you ready for some action tonight? This is a spin-off of The Savage Dragon, just like Vanguard that we reviewed last week. And one of the many things that Erik Larsen has created in his life, created and scripted by Erik Larsen, plots and storytelling by Keith Giffen, pencils by Victor Bridges, inks by Carl Story. This was released December of 1993. And she comes home where the Freak Force is staying with her, and he's, Barbaric is sitting on the balcony, and she doesn't like that at all. And what's that big ape doing on the damn fire escape? Whatever happened to Honey, I'm Home? You guys call that low profile? Barbaric's too big. He was breaking stuff. I don't believe you people. Why not put a billboard up? Supervillains attack here. Now there's an idea. Oh man. Let me talk to her, mighty man. No, I'll handle this, Dart. She's my friend. Phyllis, settle down. This isn't like you. Isn't it? You know this arrangement is temporary. And you did say when we decided to do this that it would be, and I quote, a hoot. That was her sigh, not mine. Okay. I overreacted, but it's been a week, Sam. A week of tripping over each other and waiting for the bathroom. It's been pretty stressful. But, ultimately they walk in and find the dinosaur chick watching an adult video. And the dinosaur says, I think it's one of those alien-type science fiction movies. I'm not explaining the birds and bees to a dinosaur. Oh, I got those real estate listings. I found a great location, because they're trying to find a location, to do their thing. Dart's like, we got to make some money. Check it out. I called in a marker from Officer Dragon. He fed me the highest bounty he could find. This guy's called Major Disaster. Not surprisingly, the guy's a major player. The bounty's not too big, but some big oil and chemical companies have sweetened the deal to the tune of more than $250,000. Jeez, did the guy drive around one of their tankers or what? What's he done? He's kind of an eco-terrorist. He can manipulate pollutants in the atmosphere to form virtually anything. He strikes at anything he perceives as an ecological threat. I love it. I have a character like that that's going to be coming up in a book next year that we're going to release. That's going to be a big surprise. That's going to be a superhero book. Akin to Ready Player One, but good. Burn! Burn this abomination from the face of the earth. You, sir, need help. Yeah? Mighty man! I hear the shrinks in prison are quite effective. Not who I was expecting, but you'll do. I like this action. There's a good fight in here. I'm going to let you just check out the fight, because that's what this comic predominantly consists of, is an awesome fight. And he does manipulate things. You can see here, obviously, he can pick up this metal and do stuff. He can create this metal and make these giant spikes and just clamp them together. He can create mud. Obviously, this is not Clayface. Don't get confused, kids. Freeze or I'll blow your brains out. That's Superpatriot. I love Superpatriot. We're going to talk about Superpatriot more in the future here on Crypto Comics too. Because guess what? Image Comics Appreciation Month is coming up in 2022 because it's going to be the 30th anniversary of Image Comics. And your boy Crypto is all over that. So, yeah, we got a great fight. She hits him, this is Rapture, she hits him with electricity, future love interest of the Savage Dragon. Kapow. And this stuff starts to degenerate, and this is interesting. Oh look, his costume was made up of those pollutants. No wonder he could take so much punishment. Now that he's unconscious, it's falling apart. You sure he's not just playing dead? I could make sure. That's enough, Barbaric. So he wakes up and she smacks him in the head again to knock him out again. And Dart's just unhappy because there wasn't any good teamwork in there, and we need to work harder and become a better team. But later, not bad. Not bad at all. The FF, Freak Force. So they finally got their building, much akin to the Ghostbusters, right? That's what I think of for some reason. And she bought a tiny Christmas tree, and he's like, hey, you know what? Dart's not going to like that very much. She's really not much into frivolity. So let's put it up front where she can't miss it. Ha ha, because I don't like her because she's a biatch. The Freak Outpost. It occurred to me, this is by Erik Larsen, creator of Freak Force. It occurred to me the other day that Image Comics just doesn't have enough team books. Seriously, folks, I've always enjoyed teams, and as a writer, it's a lot of fun to write a team book because of all the banter back and forth. There's nothing I like better than writing that kind of stuff. Keith and I talk through the plots and come up with the plot points we want to hit. He draws up these funky plots which go out to Vic, who turns them into finished pencils, and then it's up to me to script them. Both the Super Patriot miniseries and the Savage Dragon ongoing book have led to this group coming together. That Super Patriot miniseries, we'll talk about that. Super Patriot, in the span of the miniseries, got his head together while facing the menace of the Covenant of the Sword. While in the Savage Dragon book, the members of Freak Force came to grips with the fact that they weren't really cut out for police work, and so they all left the police department. That's the starting point. What follows next is the fun part. I'll assume that not everybody reading this first issue read both the Super Patriot miniseries and issues 1 through 6 of the Savage Dragon. If that's the case with you, you need to go back into the back issue bins here at Crypto Comics and check them out, because we do talk about the Savage Dragon quite thoroughly. We will talk about Super Patriot more, but you can see quite a bit of him there in the playlist here at Crypto Comics, the Image Comics playlist here at Crypto Comics. If that's the case with you, here's a brief introduction to our cast. Ricochet and Barbaric are teenage runaways. Ricochet, Barbaric, are teenage runaways with a mysterious past. Rapture is a former hooker, now electrically endowed. Super Patriot is the patriotic hero who fought in World War II with a group called the Allies, and in the 60s with a group called the Liberty League. His body was destroyed by Mako and other members of the Vicious Circle, and Cyberdata rebuilt him, giving him cybernetic limbs that can transform into weapons. Horridus has spiny protrusions and a lizard-like appearance. Her parents kept her locked in their basement her entire life. And this is all really covered in those first 6 issues of the Savage Dragon. Highly recommend that series. Highly recommend it. Just pick up like 1 through 25. You'll be happy. Thinking their daughter was punishment for their past sins, they eventually took their own lives. Yes, very disturbing. She was discovered by the police and later introduced into the Chicago Police Department's Freak Force division. Dart, the sharp object-throwing, butt-kicking team leader, hailed from Detroit, where she fought crime prior to being recruited by Freak Force. And Mighty Man, the world's mightiest man, who fought crime since the early 40s. Recently, the superpowered entity's host, Robert Berman, was killed, and Mighty Man's powers were transferred to a new, inexperienced person. While Freak Force has been in the works quite a while, some elements of the team have been in the planning stages considerably longer. The rebirth of the Mighty Man storyline was worked out years ago when I was working on Vanguard in the pages of Megaton. Super Patriot also has a lot of history that I can play around with. Dart and Horridus were created when I was a little kid and have a lot of unpublished history that I can draw from. Rapture, Ricochet, and Barbaric are all fairly recent creations, but ones I have a real fondness for. I feel like I know the whole team really well. This book and the Savage Dragon will play off each other quite a bit. The Dragon will appear in several issues of Freak Force, and members will be turning up in his book on a regular basis. The series ties into the Super Patriot miniseries, too. The Covenant of the Sword show up next issue with Mako in tow. Also, Vanguard crosses over in later issues of Freak Force. My small group of titles all fit together to form a larger picture. I hope you'll be around for the ride. We're just getting started, and I'm having a blast. Erik Larsen, creator, writer, artist of the Savage Dragon, creator, scripter of Super Patriot, and creator, editor of Vanguard. So, man, that's oh, see, here's Vanguard number 3. See, the Dragon is going to show up. Now we got a plug there for Stormwatch. We don't really cover Stormwatch. We don't really cover a lot of Jim Lee stuff here. Kind of interesting. Maybe we will more in the future. Here's one right here. Gen 13. Oh, yeah, we're getting into this next week. The time has finally come. And we are going to do a deep dive on Gen 13 here. One of the series we will be doing a deep dive on here at Crypto Comics as time goes by. Now this, if I could just get a short box with this on it, I would be the happiest fanboy on earth. Man, a Rob Liefeld box. That's what they should do. You know, I don't know how many people would buy them. I think a lot of people would buy them actually, because it is just retro cool. Max versus Pitt in the Max issue number 7. I have picked up a few more Max issues that are rather rare, and excited to see what's going on in there. Freak Force issue number 2 coming out. Wildcats issue number 7 with Zealot and Grifter. You know, we might get into this more. We've barely touched on Wildcats. Really, we've barely touched on Jim Lee here on Crypto Comics, because I was too busy buying Erik Larsen and Rob Liefeld content to really focus on what Jim Lee was doing. But I do have a good selection of maybe like the first 25 issues of Wildcats. Maybe it's not that many, and we'll get into that. Anyways, this has been Freak Force. Next week we're going to cover Gen 13 from Image. I'm excited for that as we continue this retro look through the 1990s. Nearly every day here on Crypto Comics. You know, I can't do every day. I wish I could, but you got to pay the bills. And speaking of paying the bills, let's do that now by enticing you to check out my book, The Young Barbarians, a fantasy story available right now on Amazon in both digital and print. Either way, it's very affordable. You can also check out additional books like The Gaslight Gang and the all-new Destination Genesis, suitable for kids of all ages, all from the Lost Library, which your boy Crypto's books are a part of. Support them all, Amazon, and I will keep bringing you amazing comic book reviews right here at Crypto Comics.